Welcome back to the Blood Sugar Blueprint podcast, where staying sharp, strong, and 3 steps ahead of chronic illness is just a conversation away. If you've already subscribed, you clearly know what's good for you. If not, go ahead and nap that button before your next nap sneaks up on you. Now let's talk about something sneaky. You wake up. Your eyes open. The sun is shining. You've had a full night of sleep. But instead of feeling refreshed, you feel like someone hit the snooze button on your energy. Permanently. You drag your feet. Your joints feel stiff, and your brain's running at dial-up speed. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. Feeling tired after a full night of sleep is not just getting older. It's not always because you went to bed a little late or because of that extra bathroom trip at 2 a.m. In many cases, that lingering fatigue is a red flag, specifically from your heart. And your body is trying to wave it right in your face before something worse happens. Today, we're digging deep into why waking up tired might actually be your heart sending out a distress signal. We're going to break down the sneaky ways your heart health affects your energy levels, the warning signs most seniors miss, and the changes you can make starting today to avoid a silent disaster later. Now, let's be clear. Your heart is a 24/7 worker. It doesn't take breaks. While you sleep, it's pumping blood, delivering oxygen, and keeping every cell in your body alive. If your heart isn't doing its job efficiently, say, because of high blood pressure, clogged arteries, or even something as overlooked as low-grade inflammation, your entire system suffers. That means poor sleep quality, poor oxygen circulation, and yep, waking up more tired than when you went to bed. Here's something most people don't realize. When your heart struggles, your body compensates by working harder. Your breathing may become shallow, your brain may get less oxygen overnight, and your muscles, especially your legs, might not recover properly while you sleep. The result? You start your day behind. Every single time. One of the earliest, most overlooked signs of heart dysfunction in seniors isn't chest pain or palpitations, it's fatigue. Constant, unexplained fatigue that just doesn't go away, no matter how early you hit the pillow. Coming up next, we're going to talk about one key hormone that links your energy, your heart, and your sleep together, and why it might be out of whack right now, especially after age 60. All right, let's dive straight into one of the most underappreciated players in this whole wake-up tired, hardest-struggling puzzle, melatonin. Most people think of melatonin as just a sleep hormone, right? Something you can buy at the pharmacy when you're struggling to fall asleep. But this hormone does way more than just nudge you into dreamland. It's actually a critical part of your cardiovascular health and your energy levels. Here's how it works. Melatonin doesn't just help you fall asleep, it helps your blood vessels relax. Literally, it signals your body to lower blood pressure and reduce inflammation while you're resting. That's one of the main reasons why your blood pressure is naturally lower at night. Your body is recovering. But here's the scary part. As we age, our melatonin levels drop off a cliff. And when that happens, your body doesn't get the same heart-healing recovery window that it used to. So let's connect the dots. You're waking up tired, your blood pressure may not be dropping as low as it should overnight, your heart isn't getting the same break it used to, and over time, this can worsen arterial stiffness, raise blood pressure overall, and exhaust your cardiovascular system. But melatonin isn't the only issue. Another major factor? Oxygen saturation during sleep. Ever heard of something called sleep apnea? Even mild cases where you don't fully stop breathing but your oxygen levels still dip can stress your heart out. Your brain jolts your body awake just enough to restore oxygen, but not enough for you to even remember it. It's like your heart's running wind sprints all night while you think you're peacefully asleep. Now, if your oxygen levels are dipping during the night, your heart works harder, your blood vessels constrict, and guess what? You wake up feeling like a truck hit you. And you probably blame it on your mattress or your age when really your heart's begging for help. Let's throw another log on the fire. Poor circulation. As we age, our blood vessels lose flexibility. They don't expand or contract as easily. This limits how well oxygen and nutrients travel overnight. So even if your heart is trying, it might not be able to get what your brain, muscles, and organs need. Still think it's just normal aging? Now, let's talk about something sneaky, your evening habits. There's a good chance your nighttime routine is quietly sabotaging your heart and setting you up for exhaustion the next morning. And yes, we're looking at you post-dinner dessert tray. Here's the deal. Late night eating forces your digestive system to keep working long after your brain wants to shut down. Instead of your body slipping into that heart-healing rest and repair mode, it's trying to process the slice of cheesecake you thought was light. Your insulin spikes, your blood sugar rises, and your heart has to stay a little more alert, pumping harder and longer just to handle the surge. And it's not just about sugar. High-sodium evening snacks like chips, canned soups, or even that innocent slice of deli meat can lead to fluid retention, which raises blood pressure while you sleep. Your heart ends up pulling the night shift when it should be recharging for the next day. Let's not forget about alcohol. A glass of wine might feel relaxing, but alcohol disrupts deep sleep, decreases REM cycles, and makes your heart rhythm more erratic, especially in older adults. You might fall asleep faster, sure, but you'll wake up feeling like you barely slept. So, if you're regularly waking up tired, don't just look at how much sleep you're getting. Look at what you're doing before bed. And here's something wild. Studies show that just one bad night of sleep can increase inflammation and raise blood pressure for up to 24 hours. That means every time you wake up tired, you could be starting the day in a heart-stressed state. Over time, this creates a dangerous loop. Tired in the morning, you move less, you eat worse, you feel foggy. Then you sleep poorly again, and the cycle continues. All right, let's lighten the mood just a little, but stay with me here. Imagine your heart as a little manager sitting in an office. Every time you snack at 10 p.m., it's like bursting through the door yelling, "Hey, can you stay late?" Your heart rolls up its sleeves and does the work, but by morning, it's exhausted, annoyed, and seriously reconsidering this whole employment situation. So how do we fix it? In the next part, we'll talk about the key foods that can reduce overnight heart stress, the vitamins that help you wake up more energized, and how a small nighttime habit change could transform how your heart performs, day and night.
Let's talk fuel, because what you put in your body directly determines how your heart performs while you sleep and how you feel when you wake up. If you're waking up more exhausted than when you went to bed, it's time to look at your plate. And don't worry, we're not about to tell you to live off kale and air. First up, magnesium-rich foods. This one's huge. Magnesium is like your heart's personal masseuse. It helps relax your blood vessels, reduce blood pressure, and keep your heart rhythm steady while you sleep. The best part, it also helps improve sleep quality. So when your body is low in magnesium, your sleep gets lighter, your heart works harder, and you wake up dragging. What should you eat? Think pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, and bananas. Have a little of that with dinner or as an evening snack, and your heart will thank you the next morning. Now let's zoom in on potassium, the underrated partner to magnesium. Potassium helps balance out sodium, meaning it can lower blood pressure and reduce fluid retention, especially overnight. If your feet or hands feel swollen in the morning, this might be your missing link. Load up on avocados, sweet potatoes, and plain yogurt to give your heart a smooth night shift. Here's one most people overlook: omega-3 fatty acids. We often think of them as a daytime power food, but they can dramatically affect overnight heart rhythm and inflammation levels. If you want your heart to glide through the night like a swan on a still lake, get yourself some walnuts, flaxseed, or fatty fish like salmon into your dinner rotation. Let's not forget hydration either. I know, we all worry about waking up to pee, but going to bed slightly dehydrated is way worse. Dehydration thickens the blood, increases heart rate, and reduces oxygen flow. Try sipping a small glass of water about an hour before bed. And no, coffee doesn't count, neither does wine. Nice try though.
One more curveball: vitamin D. If you're waking up tired and your mood is in the tank, your vitamin D levels might be running on empty. Low vitamin D has been tied to high blood pressure, poor sleep, and even increased risk of heart disease. The fix? A daily walk in the sun or a D3 supplement with your breakfast could go a long way. And if you're wondering, can food really make this big of a difference? Ask the man who swapped his nightly snack from cookies to Greek yogurt with berries. Within 2 weeks, he was waking up earlier, more refreshed, and even walking the dog again, without the usual wheezing halfway down the block. In our next part, we'll cover the silent morning symptoms your heart is crying out through, how to decode them, and the early warning signs that most people 60 and up are missing entirely. Let's make sure that tired feeling isn't something much more serious. All right, now let's get to the real meat and potatoes. Except not literally, because red meat and potatoes every night might be part of the problem. We're talking about silent symptoms, the kind that don't scream, but whisper just loud enough if you know what to listen for. Picture this. You wake up groggy. Not just need toffee groggy, but more like your body's been running a marathon all night. Your eyes are puffy, your legs feel heavy, your chest is just tight. That's not just bad sleep, that could be nocturnal hypertension. High blood pressure that only rises at night. And yes, that's a real thing. Most people never catch it because it vanishes by morning. But your body remembers. Now, here's another red flag that most folks brush off. Nighttime urination. Getting up once? Sure. Maybe it was the tea, but 2, 3, even 4 times? That's a problem. When your heart's not pumping efficiently, fluid builds up in your lower body during the day. At night, when you lie down, your kidneys finally get a shot at draining it. So you pee, and pee, and pee. That could be a warning sign of early heart failure or poor cardiovascular function. It's not just getting old. And how about snoring? No, we're not talking cute little snores. We mean full-blown lumberjack chainsaw snoring. If your partner says it sounds like a bear is trapped in your sinuses, or worse, if you stop breathing between snores, you may be dealing with sleep apnea. Untreated, sleep apnea puts enormous stress on the heart by starving it of oxygen all night long. You may not even notice it's happening, but your heart definitely does. Another early morning alarm bell. Shortness of breath when you first sit up. If you wake up and feel like you're winded just getting out of bed, or need a moment before you can stand without feeling dizzy or faint, that could point to low oxygen levels or poor circulation overnight. This is especially true if your legs or ankles are swollen. And let's not forget that nagging fatigue that doesn't improve, even with a full night of sleep. If you're sleeping 7 to 8 hours and still dragging through the morning fog like a zombie in orthopedic slippers, there's a good chance your heart's been doing overtime without the pay. What's terrifying about all these symptoms is how common they are and how easy it is to ignore them until something big happens. But you don't need to wait for a wake-up call in the form of chest pain or a hospital visit. Your body is talking to you now. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, well, great, now I'm scared. What do I do about it? That's the energy we like, because here's the truth. Fear without action is useless, but fear with knowledge, that's how you change your future. First things first, know your numbers, and I don't mean your age and shoe size. I mean blood pressure, resting heart rate, fasting glucose, A1C, cholesterol, and CRP levels. That last one stands for C-reactive protein, which is a marker of inflammation. Your doctor should be checking these at least annually, and if they're not, ask, nicely but firmly. You've earned that right. If you're waking up tired, get your iron levels checked too. Anemia can mimic a heart problem and often ride shotgun with chronic conditions. So don't just assume it's aging. Rule it out. Now let's talk about a sneaky test that almost no one talks about. BNP, or B-type natriuretic peptide. It's a simple blood test, but it can detect early-stage heart failure before you even notice symptoms. If your morning fatigue is paired with swelling, shortness of breath, or irregular heartbeat, ask for it. Also worth mentioning, if you've had a rapid drop in your stamina, you used to take a walk around the block and now you need a sit down halfway through, it's time for a stress test or an echocardiogram. These check how efficiently your heart pumps blood and can pick up blockages or valve issues. But here's the part most doctors forget. Not all problems show up in blood work or imaging. Sometimes the first warning is how you feel. And unfortunately, that's often dismissed in people over 60. You'll hear, well, you're getting older. But let me tell you something. Tired is not a diagnosis, and your gut knows when something's off. Now on to what you can do today. Right now, step 1, hydrate with purpose. A glass of water first thing in the morning helps wake your system up, improves circulation, and supports kidney and heart function. Just 1 glass, that's it. Start there. Step 2, stop skipping breakfast, but skip the cereal. Processed carbs in the morning spike your blood sugar and crash your energy. Instead, aim for protein and fiber. Think eggs with spinach, chia pudding, or even half an avocado on whole grain toast. Your heart needs fuel, not fluff. And finally, move. Even a 5-minute walk after waking up sends a signal to your circulatory system to get going. It's like hitting the start engine button for your blood flow, and it helps shake off that overnight stiffness that makes everything feel worse than it is. Next, we're going to talk about exactly what foods to eat and avoid if you want to protect your heart and wake up with more energy. Because let's be real, what's on your plate may be pulling the strings on your morning exhaustion. Let's take a look at your kitchen, because what you're putting in your body every day might just be stealing your morning energy and putting your heart at risk in the process. First up, let's call out the usual suspect: sugar. You knew it was coming. But we're not just talking about donuts and pastries. No, I'm talking about hidden sugars in your healthy foods. That yogurt with fruit on the bottom, it might have more sugar than a soda. Your so-called heart-healthy granola bar, basically a candy bar in disguise. When you load up on sugar first thing in the morning, you spike your insulin and inflame your arteries before you've even left the house. And inflammation, that's public enemy number one for your heart. Chronic inflammation stiffens blood vessels, increases blood pressure, and makes your heart work harder. Over time, that strain leads to fatigue, both in your body and your cardiovascular system. Now, let's talk about salt. Not from your salt shaker, but the salt hiding in processed foods. Canned soups, deli meats, frozen meals, even that light salad dressing, all packed with sodium. And excess sodium leads to fluid retention, swelling, high blood pressure, and, you guessed it, morning fatigue. Your heart's working overtime while you're still sipping coffee. On the flip side, let's talk about foods that fight back. These are your natural allies, the ones that lower inflammation, boost circulation, and give your heart a little thank you every time you eat them. Number 1. Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard. These are loaded with nitrates that help widen your blood vessels and improve blood flow. That means better oxygen delivery, and that translates directly to more energy when you wake up. Next up, berries. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. They're packed with antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress, a fancy term for what happens when your cells are under attack. Your heart loves antioxidants, and they just might love you back with better stamina and clearer mornings. Don't sleep on walnuts and flax seeds either. These little guys are loaded with omega-3s that help lower triglycerides and reduce inflammation. Add them to your oatmeal, unsweetened of course, or toss them in a smoothie. And last but not least, beets. That's right, beets. They contain natural nitrates that improve blood pressure and help oxygenate your muscles. Studies show beets can even improve exercise performance. So, if you're waking up groggy, a beet smoothie might just become your new secret weapon. In the final section, we'll wrap this up with a power plan. A quick daily heart-supporting routine you can follow every morning to boost your energy, support your cardiovascular system, and maybe, just maybe, wake up feeling like your younger self again. Let's land this plane with something practical. You've been a champ hanging in for all this heart talk, but what matters most now is what you do tomorrow morning. Because everything we've said, it's just words unless it becomes habit. So here's your heart-strong morning routine. No fluff, no gimmicks. Step 1. Wake up and hydrate immediately. Keep a glass or bottle of water by the bed if you have to. Room temperature is fine. This flushes out toxins, kickstarts digestion, and takes pressure off your heart by improving circulation. It's the simplest way to say, hey heart, I've got your back. Step 2. Do a 2-minute stretch in bed. Yes, in bed. Point your toes, reach your arms overhead, do a few gentle twists. This moves lymph fluid, boosts blood flow, and shakes off that heavy morning fog. It's not yoga, it's self-respect. Step 3. Eat something that feeds your heart, not just your hunger. Ditch the toast and jam, grab half an avocado, a hard-boiled egg, some walnuts, or a spoon of chia pudding. Aim for fiber, protein, and fat, the kind that supports stable blood sugar and clean energy. Step 4. Step outside for 5 minutes. Light hitting your eyes in the morning helps regulate circadian rhythms, balance hormones, and lower cortisol. You're literally telling your body, it's time to wake up. Bonus points if you take a few steps around the block.
Step 5. Breathe. 3 deep breaths. That's it. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Let your heart feel that space. You're alive. That alone deserves a moment. And listen, if this routine sounds too simple, good. That means you'll actually do it. Now, before we wrap up, let's be real.
Waking up tired after 60 doesn't always mean something's wrong. But when it keeps happening, when it's layered with other signs, shortness of breath, swelling, dizziness, memory fog, you owe it to yourself to investigate. Don't shrug it off as getting older. Shrugging is for lazy shoulders, not heart health. If today's episode hit home, or hit you right in the chest, metaphorically, drop a comment letting us know. What's your morning energy level been like lately? Be honest. Running on fumes, slow and steady, or good as new? We want to hear it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We're giving you your mornings and your heart back, one episode at a time. This is Blood Sugar Blueprint, signing off with a reminder. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean your mornings should feel heavier. You've still got life to live, and we're here to make sure your heart keeps up. Talk soon, friends. Stay strong.